Hello guys, thank you all for once again joining in. Firstly, I welcome you all to Amazon Labs. So in today's session, we are going to learn how to optimize our bits using bulk operations. If you are a complete beginner, if you have never optimized your keyword or ASIN bits using bulk operations in the past, do not worry. After this session, I am 100% sure that you will be able to do it on your own. Right? The first thing that you need to do is, once you're here on the advertisement console in the bulk operation sections, right? So firstly you need to choose a time frame. Right now, what is this time frame? Right? So once you create campaigns, you need to optimize your you need to look at your search terms on a daily basis. You need to negate your keywords that are not performing well. So that is your daily exercise. Right now, when it comes to bid optimization, I generally do it once every week. Okay, so there are other time frames also, right? So my choice is always to look at my bids, I mean, on a weekly basis, and then adjust my bids so that I can prepare for the upcoming week. Right, so I look at the historic 7-day data. I'll choose last 7 days period. Now here in this data, I want Amazon to exclude a couple of things. I do not want to see terminated campaigns. I also do not want to see brand assets data, right? So they both are of not much of value add to us, so I'll remove those two. Now all the remaining boxes, I want that data, because I want to see or look into that data. I want to see which keywords or ASINs are doing well, which keywords or ASINs are not doing well. Accordingly, amend or adjust my bids. Cool. So once I choose these two and the time frame, I'll just click the download button. Now when I click the download button, this is the spreadsheet that I get to see. Okay, so do not get worried, do not get confused. This Excel, if you're looking at this for the first time, it may appear like rocket science, which is not the case. It is very simple thing. We are going to decode this sheet today. Okay, now just understand at a broad level, what does this Excel hold? Okay, very simple. This Excel has your campaign name, your campaign ID, campaign name, and what is your campaign budget, when did you start this campaign, what kind of campaign is this, right? And then what is your current bid, right? Your keyword details or your ASIN details, right? Status of your campaign, status of your ad group, status of your keywords, and then how many clicks, how much spent, how many orders, how many sales, what is your cost. This is all basic stuff. Okay, now one thing that you need to note is, at this point in time, you will not be able to change your campaign name or ad group name using bulk operations. However, there is a beta version which Amazon has already launched. In the future, we will also be able to do that. At this point in time, for our session, we will just look at keywords and ASINs, right? So we are just looking into keywords and ASINs, and we are going to analyze whether to adjust our bits or not. Accordingly, we'll take appropriate action. Cool. So now this is the raw data. The first step that you need to do, there are just 3 or 4 steps that you need to do on this sheet. Just remember carefully, just 3 or 4 simple steps. Now the first thing, first apply a simple filter. Now under record type, I've color coded in amber so that it becomes easier for you, and also for beginners. If you're doing it for the first time, do as I speak. You should be able to adjust your bits for all your campaigns no matter what. Okay, now under record type, select only keywords and product targeting, because we are focusing only on our keywords and only on our ASINs. Okay, and this next important thing is, come to your match type, which is your column N. Now in column N, you do not want to look at your negatives, right? There are a couple of keywords which you negated from campaigns. You do not want to see those keywords, right? So I will remove that negative stuff. Okay, anything that has got negative, just remove. Simple. This is your second step. And the third step, campaigns, remove your paused, remove the campaigns that are paused, right? And your fourth step, which is like, you need to remove any, if there are any ad groups that are paused, you need to remove that. In this case, we don't have any paused ad groups, so I'll just leave it as it is. Status, so you need to remove the keywords that are already paused, right? So for your campaign status, ad group status and keyword status, you just need to select all the enabled ones. In match type, I removed the negated ones or negative ones. Cool. And record type, I have chosen only your keywords and your ASINs. Cool. So that is all you need to do. Just 5 steps on this sheet. What I'll do is I'll just control all, okay, and then I will paste it in a separate sheet. Okay, why am I doing it? Because I want to have the line items that I want to change. We are not going to touch the remaining line items. We are going to update only the fields that we want to upload on system, right? There could be n number of line items here, right? We are not making changes to all the line items. We are looking at the line items that we want to make changes. Cool. I will hide this, so you will have to delete this sheet. I'm just repeating, when you're about to upload this data on Amazon, you should not hold any other tabs, right? Have only one sheet, right? So I can also delete it to avoid confusion. I'll delete the sheet. Okay, now this is all we have. This is the concise data set that we have, right? Now what do we have here? We have a list of all the keywords, all the ASINs that are in active state, right? Now we also get to view what is the current bid, and we also get to view how many impressions, clicks, etc., and we also get to see what is the ACOS. Cool. So now what I'll do is, see guys, so when you first download this sheet, when you get this data from Amazon, the first thing that you need to do is you need to convert everything into numbers, right? In this example, as of now, I think I've already made that change. So generally when you download this data from Seller Central, you will have this data in text format. The disadvantage of having text format is that you will not be able to apply any filters. So we need to make sure that we are able to sort and chop this data. So for that to happen, you need to make sure all these numbers are in number format, right? I'll say number format. Cool. Good. Good. So now we'll do one more thing, right? So this sheet has so many columns, which is a little confusing for us, right? So I'll hide the columns which we don't want. So I'll hide everything. I'll hide your campaign name, campaign ID, all that stuff. We can hide it. We can unhide it later on once we are done with our work. Right now I'll hide it so that we get to view the entire screen on one page. Cool. So I also don't want all this. I'll hide them. I'm not deleting, I'm hiding them, right? I will also unhide them once we are done with our work, right? So I will hide this also. Cool. Now product ID also I'll hide, right? Keyword also I can hide, but let it be there. Cool. So guys, see, now you have your data here. There are just 3 steps that you need to remember. Okay, I'm repeating. Before working on your bid adjustments or bid optimizations, there are just 3 steps that you need to remember, or 3 scenarios that you're going to remember. The first scenario, right? You're going to deal with keywords where there are clicks, where there is some spend, and there are also sales. So technically there are few keywords where there is some ACOS. Okay, this is your scenario 1. The second scenario, you have couple of keywords where there are couple of clicks and you spend some money but there is no sale. So technically in this scenario you will not have any ACOS. Third scenario, you do not have any impressions, you do not have any clicks, you do not have any spend, therefore you do not have any ACOS. Cool. So these are the only 3 scenarios that you will have to deal with when you are optimizing upon your bids. There is no rocket science, it is all simple basic math. So I will demonstrate it, how to do it the easiest way possible. Let's do this together. Okay, cool. So what I'll do, the first step is I'll just control all, right? So I'll just control all, right? So I spoke about 3 scenarios, right? Before getting to there, what I'll do, firstly, right? So first step is, firstly I want to sort this data basis ACOS, right? I'll sort this data largest, or I'll sort the ACOS largest to the lowest. Okay, now when I do this, I get to see there are a couple of keywords, not couple, there are many keywords where the ACOS is like ridiculously high, right? If your ACOS is so high, what's the point you running this campaign, right? There is no point. You're just selling for the sake of selling, or it's just like charity, right? So now our goal is to make sure that we control this, right? So there are a few keywords with super high ACOS, right? So you need to adjust the bids, right? Now, before adjusting your bids, you need to be clear on a couple of things. Number one, what is your target ACOS? You should be knowing that, right? So if you, when you know your target ACOS, it becomes much more easier for you to optimize or to adjust your bids. Now let's assume you have got a product which has got of net profit margin of 40%, right? If you have got a net profit margin of 40%, let's assume for our example today, let's assume our target ACOS is 30%. Okay, now okay, fine, we know our target ACOS is 30%. We get to see there are so many keywords where our ACOS is like super high, right? So what I'll do, listen to this carefully. This is the easiest way I'm doing it possible. I'll firstly color code them, right? I'll color code all the line items where the ACOS is beyond our target or our expectation. So I will color code all the ACOS or line items where ACOS is beyond our target. What is our target? Our target is 30%, right? Here I see there are so many keywords where our ACOS is beyond 30%. Cool. The next thing, I see couple of keywords where our ACOS is ranging between 20 to 30%, right? I'll color code them in amber. Okay, I'll tell you why I'm doing that. And then I have couple of keywords where our ACOS is under 20%, which is super cool, right? You're so much profitable. I'll color code in green, right? Now, before couple of minutes back, I said that you will have to deal with only 3 scenarios when it comes to optimizing upon your bids. Scenario 1, where you have couple of clicks, you have some amount spent, and you also have couple of sales, and you have some ACOS. So this is scenario 1. We are dealing with scenario 1. In scenario 1, what did I do? I checked the ACOS. Okay, I know that I know my target ACOS, right? Anything beyond my target, I mark them in red. Anything between or anything within like acceptable range, I just color coded them in amber or yellow. And then the ones which are like super low ACOS, I colored them in green. Now why am I doing this is, for all the reds, I'm going to reduce my bids. For all the ambers, since this ACOS is like within my acceptable range, I will not make any changes to my bids. I want to monitor this data for 1 more week. Okay, all the greens where my ACOS is very low, I know my ACOS is low, I'm also getting few sales, I will raise the bids. So simple, right? So we covered scenario 1. Now we are going to work on our new bid. Now what did I say? For all the reds, I said we are going to reduce our bids by some percentage, right? Here ACOS is super high. What is our current bid? Our current bid is like $0.664, right? So $0.664 into, I'll say I'll reduce the bid by 20%. Okay, and this is going to be our new bid. So I'll just drag this formula for all the reds. Clear? Now what about your ambers? For your ambers, I said this ACOS is like within our acceptable range, so let's monitor this data for another 7 days. So I will not make any changes to my bids. I will just have the exact same bid. So currently we are having these bids. Now also I want to have the exact same bids because I am still not sure whether to reduce or increase, so I'll just better leave it as it is. Okay, and then there are couple of keywords where our ACOS is less than or under 20%, while my target is 30, and still these ACOS, it's profitable for me. So what I'll do, I'll just increase the bid by certain percentage. So in this case I'll increase the bid by 20%. Cool. Now I'll just drag that for all the greens only. Remember scenario 1. So what I'll do, so we applied the formula, I'll just paste it. I just want to remove all the formulas, so I'll just paste special, I'll say values. Done, man. Cool. So you are done with your first scenario, right? Where there are a couple of keywords, you have couple of sales, and you have some ACOS. So you dealt with all this, right? So here you see convert into number. Okay, cool. So you're done with your scenario 1. It is so simple. Cool. Now let's move on to your second scenario. What did I say? Your second scenario. In your second scenario, sorry, you are going to deal with keywords, right? So where there are a couple of clicks, where you spend some money but there is no sale, right? That is your scenario 2, right? So in order to get to your or transition to your scenario 2, what I'll do is I'll once again control all. Now when you control all, make sure this new column is also there, okay? And then I will say filter. This time I will sort my ACOS from the smallest to the largest. Okay, I'll remove the filter. Now I'll do one more thing here. When we are chopping this data, I do not want any of those keywords from this data set, right? So I will include one row here. Now the reason why I included this is, now when I control all, when I select all the fields, I do not want to make any changes to this data because we already worked on it, right? So here we have some ACOS, we already updated our new bits in column AE, right? So these are all our new bits. I don't want to touch this data. I want to update this data as it is, right? So we are working on the remaining data set, right? The remaining data is the sales where there are a couple of clicks, amount spent, but there are no sales. Now what I'll do, see when I say control all, you see I'm just able to select only these data sets, right? I'm not selecting this thing. So that is why I included this line item here. Now what I'll do, good, I have this data, I have a list of keywords where there are a couple of clicks, there is some amount spent, but there are no sales. Now how to deal with this, right? Once again I'll apply this filter. This time what I'll do is I will go by spend. Okay, I'll just sort by spend, largest to the smallest, right? Now when I sort by spend, now I get to see, right? So these are a few keywords where we spent some money but we did not get any sale, right? So this sheet, it is all in dollars. So what we will do here is now you see here spent amount, right? It is like $19, $18, $16, 15, 13, 12, 10, so on. This is super high, right? Now what I'll do, now see, so the approach that I am taking is basis my net profitability, right? Knowing how much I will take home after making a sale, basis that I am taking a conscious rational decision, right? Now in this scenario, what I'll do, anything that is over and above $10, I'll mark them in red. Okay, anything between $9 to $5, I'll mark them in amber. Okay, anything under $5, I will mark them in green. Okay, so now what I'll do is, just listen carefully. Here we need to apply a couple of more formulas and rules to get to your new bit. Okay, now what I'll do is, firstly I want to know, right? This is scenario 2. Now this is a little there are one or two additional steps. I want to know what is our cost per click. Okay, cost per click is nothing but how much did you pay for each click, which is like your spent amount by your clicks, right? Now for these line items, for all the line items, okay, until the one with at least one click, right? I'll also include one more. Okay, I think that's fine, right? So we are dealing with scenario 2. Scenario 2 is where we have couple of keywords where you spend some money but you did not receive any sale. Now firstly I want to know what is our cost per click, right? The next thing that I want to do is I want to adjust our bits basis the CPC and this color coding. Now I'll say this is our new bit again. Okay, now I'm going to amend our bits basis these color codings, right? This time I'm not taking max bid as a reference, I'm taking CPC as a reference. Understand this, that's the only difference. What is our new bid? So here we see we spend so much, right? So we want to reduce our bid, right? So I will reduce our whatever CPC we have, I'll reduce it by 20%. So simple. Cool. So earlier we have taken max bid as reference. This time in your scenario 2, you are going to take CPC as a reference. Now for all the rates, I've taken the same formula. Cool. Now there are a couple of sales where you have you spent $9 and you did not receive any sale, or anything under anything between $5 to $9, right? So they're all ambers, right? For our demonstration purposes, let's do one thing. So since it is under $10, let's use the same CPC. In terms of bid adjustments, I want to carry forward the CPC value. Whatever CPC we have, we will have the same value. So CPC, all the ambers, I'm not making any changes to the bids. Whatever CPC we have, I'm just applying the same thing, right? Now there are a couple of keywords where we got only 4 clicks, but there are no sales. So since we got only 4 clicks, I want to increase the bid, right? I'm going to increase the bid over our CPC, right? I'm going to increase the bid by 0.2 or 20%, right? For all the greens in column U, I'll increase the bids by 20%. Cool. So this is all we need to do. This is going to be our new bid. I'll just Control C. I'll just Control paste special. Sorry, paste special. I'll say values. Done. Cool. I will also remove this CPC, but I'll just show you something else. Cool. So we are done with our scenario 2. Scenario 2 is where you have couple of keywords with couple of clicks. You spend some money, but you did not get any sale. In scenario 2, we referenced our cost per click, and accordingly we referenced our cost per click and also the spent amount, and accordingly we defined our new bids. Now we'll move on to your scenario 3. Scenario 3 is where you did not receive any clicks, neither you got clicks nor sales, right? Nothing happened. So technically you did not receive any impressions only there. Now this CPC thing will not work here because you don't have any amount spent. So I'll delete that column AAG. Sorry. So I will delete. I'll just simply delete this column. We don't need that. Now let's move on to scenario 3. In scenario 3, we have couple of keywords, not couple of keywords. There are so many keywords, right? Where, to be very precise, we have about 187 keywords where there are no clicks and there is no amount spent. So technically we are not receiving any impressions. Since we are not receiving any impressions, we want to increase the bids, right? This time we will once again see what is our current max bid, right? Our current bid is like 2.268. We will increase that bid by maybe 20%. Okay, and then you will apply the same formula down. Sorry, be little careful. Yes, so I applied the same formula down. Cool. So this is all we need to do in terms of your bit adjustments. Now 1 second, let me also Control C and Control V so that no formulas are there. Paste special, values, done. Now cool. So you are done. Yeah, good. Right. So now you have your bits defined for your scenario 1, for your scenario 2, for your scenario 3 as well. Cool. So now I will just remove this additional row that we inserted because we don't require it any longer. Now we are done with everything. So there is one more important point. Okay, this is applicable for your matured campaigns. Now this is something, it's up to you whether you implement this strategy or not. It's completely up to you. It depends. So this is called as target ACOS method, right? Target ACOS method is nothing but, if you see, 1 second, I'll show you. Instead of explaining it, once again I'll say bits largest to the lowest. Okay, so let's look at these cells. So what is our target ACOS method? Now I'll just hide them couple of, so that it becomes much more easier for both of us. Cool. So what I'll do, we are done with our bid optimization and all, right? All that we need to do is just Control C and Control V and then upload. But before doing that, I want to show you some new technique or a strategy which you can also implement. Now target ACOS method. Now you see these are few keywords where your ACOS is super low, you increase the bits basis your max bid. But you can also do one more thing. You can see what is your revenue per click. Okay, what is your revenue per click? How much money did you earn? Right, let's say through sales you earn $57, right? Revenue per click by number of clicks, which is like per click you are earning $8, $8.117, correct? Now what you need to do is, in order to define your target bid, so this is just a technique. I mean, just try to learn it, but you may or may not implement. Now we know there are a couple of keywords where our ACOS is super low. Now in this strategy, we just raised our bids by 20% or 10% or 30%. There is also an alternative approach wherein you will see what is your revenue per click, and you will see what is your target ACOS 30%, right? You will say 0.3 into 0.8. So technically you can have your bid as 2.43. This is the maximum that you can spend on this particular keyword, right? So now once again, this approach is really subjective. There is no right or wrong answer. Whichever works for you, you need to implement and see if that works or not. Now at this point in time, my whole idea is to keep you informed of this target ACOS method also, right? So this target ACOS method is applicable for campaigns which are matured, where there is a lot of data, historic data, where you are already getting so many sales at super low ACOS, right? Instead of guessing 10 or 20% up and down your bids, you may go with this target ACOS method as well, right? So we don't need that. I'll just delete it. Now once again I'll unhide it, right? Cool. Now what we need to do is, getting back to our story, now we defined all our bids. Now we know what our all our new bids are. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll just control C, right? So we need to change our current bids, right? I copied our new bids. I'm coming to column K, current max bid. I'll say control V, right? All our new bids are pasted or uploaded here. I will delete this. We need to delete this, guys, otherwise it will become a mess, right? So then I will also, uncolor everything. I will unhide everything, right? Because Amazon doesn't, or it may not understand. Cool. So now this is all done, right? So you have all your cells in unhidden state. Nothing is in hide mode. Just make sure that nothing is there. If there are any sheets, delete them. I'm not deleting it for now, but your sheet 1 and sheet 4 you should not have. You should have only the one that you want to update. Okay, in this case I want to update this data set. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll just save it. After saving it, I'll come here. I'll once again do what? I'll choose the file, I'll select and submit. Just couple of minutes back, I already submitted a report. You see, once it is uploaded, you'll get to see a report like this. You will also get to see if there are any errors and all here. In this case, there are no errors. So, but this is exactly how the process works. So do not worry if you are a complete beginner. I'm sure by now you have all the knowledge, all the data that you require for optimizing your bids using Bulkoperations. Okay, I hope you learned something new in this video, and in our next video we are going to see how to analyze our search term reports. Okay, so that is also going to be an interesting one. Do not miss out on that video. I hope this video is value additive and you learn something new. If that is the case, please give me a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and also subscribe to my channel. Okay, so thank you all, appreciating all of your time. So thank you for watching this recording for about 29 minutes now. I really appreciate your time and effort and energy. So thank you all and have a great day. Bye all.